Gemara's. So let's go over these rules over here about having one after the other with washing the hands. So in the Gemara we saw that we have between Tavshil and Tavshil you don't, and between Tavshil and Gvina you have to. So Rabbeinu Shmuel the Rashbam, he says the Gemara is talking about you have two cooked things, meaty, and two things cheesy, right? And Rav Nachman is saying that when you have a cheesy thing and then you want to have something else, you then have to wash your hands because you're going to go into a meaty thing. Okay, but if you have a meaty thing first and then you have a cheesy thing first, you have to wash your hands. Okay, and that's a requirement because it's almost like having cheese afterwards. But the Rabbeinu Tam was saying no, that you have a meaty soup and a cheesy soup, and since the meat isn't there, there's no requirement to wash. But when you see actual meat and actual cheese, then you have to wash your hands. And so when we said that was a cooked soup from meat to cheese, since you see the cheese, that's the obligation, okay? And it's also the same thing, if you have the cheesy soup and you're going to have meat afterwards, you could then have it, okay? So this also talks about where as we talked about in the last year and continuing this year, is when you actually have actual meat and actual cheese inside of the tavshil himself. But the actual meat inside of the thing is part of the machlekes. So Tosfos is basically saying, according to Rabbeinu Tam, that the meat and the cheese are not there at all. You just have the flavor. And therefore, there's no obligation to do the washing when you just look and you see nothing there. So the Mechaber takes Rabbeinu Tam at his word, that since that there's no meat, no cheese in it that you can see, and you don't have the flavor, there's no obligation to wash your hands, and there's also no obligation to wait as well. Okay, and even if there's cheese after this meaty thing, it's permitted immediately. And only the cheese itself is saying that you have an obligation to do that. The Ramah holds like this Rashbam, and he says that you first had the meaty thing, and you can't have the cheesy thing afterwards, even with washing your hands. Okay, because you're having cheese after meat, and if one who has meat after a cheesy soup or after milk, you need to wash your hands. So we see over here we're continuing the same dispute over here, and even according to Mechaber, it seems that the Taz is saying that if there's actually a lot of flavor in it, you should be